Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going way better than fantastic. And your journey to self-betterment is going way better than fantastic as well. Today I wanted to talk about an important subject and at the same time answer a question that was recently asked. And that question was, how to deal with anxiety while dealing with a narcissist or possibly living with a narcissist. And thank you so much for your question. I appreciate you. The first thing to understand is, anxiety and depression are feelings and oftentimes chemical responses in the brain based on what the narcissist is doing to you. And here's the kicker. The narcissist knows this fact and is doing this to you on purpose with the intent of having such responses happen. As your response can and most times will feed into the narcissist's long-term agenda. For instance, my narcissist mother who's now passed away. She wasn't very book smart. In fact, her education level was probably somewhere at a third grade level. And if you told her about chemicals in the brain, and this reaction and that reaction, she wouldn't know what you are talking about. Nor would she care. However, from observing others in her life, she knows what things she would do that would create a certain reaction in others. And she learned over time how to puppet people and to get them to do certain things that would feed into her many agendas. So my mother just figured it out from experience. And one of the things narcissists love, they love to induce in others, is the mental breakdown and the mental freakout. And this can happen if they abuse a person so much over a long period of time, to the point where they are a nervous wreck. And they will do this by making it so you can't sleep, by picking arguments with you at 2 or 3 in the morning night after night. They will leave hints on purpose that they are cheating on you if you are in a committed relationship, and then deny it, all to make you stress out. When you try to reason with them, they will stonewall you and go silent. And they might even read junk mail right in front of you as you are pouring out your heart to them. They will make mean remarks and comments over nearly everything you do. From how you wash dishes, down to how you chew your food, to the point you are walking on eggshells and second-guessing everything you do. And when your brain is ramped up on turbo mode for so long, simply from being abused in many different ways, there is usually a crash. And that crash can last for days or even years. Now, besides seeing a professional, and I do mean a professional that actually understands narcissistic abuse, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and these types of issues, I would tell you, if you are living with a narcissist, the narcissist will not change. Now, there are things you can possibly do depending on your situation, while you plan your escape. But these things really aren't productive unless you are indeed trying to plan your escape. Because the truth is, these are just temporary fixes or a piece of duct tape to hold things down for the moment, while you work on the real solution. And that is your freedom. Because even if with these things you can do, it's not a sure thing that everything will work out as intended. Remember, you are dealing with a narcissist, and their goal is to destroy and ruin your life, and to gain narcissistic supply from you. And you aren't going to change this fact about them. So if you are living with them, I would stop right now with the idea of debating with them or arguing with them. Stop it, stop it, stop it. The next thing is create reasons to be out of the house. And while out of the house, use that time to actually work on an escape plan. Let's say you have a good friend. Maybe make an excuse that you are going over to see their new baby and help them with their new child. Or that you're babysitting for them because they are doing all of these important things. And while out of the house, start looking at ways you can get out of your marriage if you're in one. And how you can get out of a property if you are tied to one with a narcissist. Use your time wisely. Yes. Please relax. And yes, have some you time. But please know, if all you do is relax and you don't come up with a plan you can put into action, eventually whatever it is you're doing to keep the narcissist at bay will only work for so long. The other thing you can do, especially if you feel like you don't have extra places to go, is to take a page out of the narcissist's playbook. And that is become a master, and I do mean a master at changing topics. And I mean in the way the narcissist would change a topic. Such as you are talking about something important. And bam! They change the topic to something else. However, when you change the topic that gives that narcissist some sort of joy about themselves. Such as they must be so much better than their coworkers because of. And you let the narcissist fill in the blank. If you feel that the narcissist is bringing up something that if you continue on with debating or trying to prove yourself, that it will result in an argument, there is almost a 99% chance the narcissist brought this topic up for this very purpose. They know what they are doing. So when such a topic gets brought up, that's when you almost completely ignore it, much like a narcissist would do. And you say, "Hey, I've been meaning to ask you, what happened with the project idea you believe your coworker stole from you?" And let them rant about that for a while. Then say, "Hey, I heard such and such just made a new ice cream flavor." If they are a lover of ice cream, keep changing the subjects and keep them talking, so they can leave you alone. You will have to become a master at knowing when you're on a topic too long, and when to shift gears to the next topic and the next and the next. And any free time you get, you are actually planning to leave for good. So yes, one day when he or she comes home, they come home to you gone along with all of your belongings, and all things legally in place to protect you from him. Even if that means you leaving your place of employment and moving out of state and having another job waiting for you there. But you see, most, not all, but most people that suffer at the hands of a narcissist don't do these things. Because they are so beaten down and they are caught in this horrible loop of anxiety and depression that the narcissist has induced into their victim. So it fulfills their needs for narcissistic supply. And it gives them a way to complain about you to others. They can say you flipped out today and smashed a drinking glass on the kitchen floor. Now on its own, such an action would seem really unhinged and crazy. But the people they are telling what you did don't know what level of abuse you are put under. Or if you are so depressed and physically worn out, because your brain has been on turbo boost for months, and you slept all weekend, they will tell others about that too. Meaning you don't like to do anything but sleep. So this is for sure induced in their victims on purpose. But this is why I say, once you are free, I highly suggest that you try to find a group you can go to a few times a week, where you are around new people. People you don't ever have to get close with, but people you can share a few polite friendly hellos and smiles. Such as a stretching class. It can be that simple. Go to the hour-long stretching class every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And this is to help battle the depression. Because the narcissist has kept you amped up for so long. And when you aren't around people, it can feel lonely and isolating, to where all you want to do is sleep. And don't get me wrong, sleep is important. Please get good sleep. But the worst thing to do is escape narcissistic abuse. And then abuse yourself by not caring for yourself. And allowing yourself to slip away into a non-existent life. Which again brings the narcissist joy. Even if they aren't around. Because they remembered you sleeping all of the time. And barely able to function. And the only thing that likely keeps them happy about you leaving. And they feel that they have made such a mark on your life, that you are likely stuck and depressed. Don't do that to yourself. Have a plan of escape, yes. But in that plan should be a plan to thrive and move forward. And unless you're on the extreme end where you just prefer to be alone. And you've always been like that even before being narcissistically abused. Most people need to be around others. That's just how we are hardwired. And it's the narcissistic abuse that makes us afraid to be around others. And understandably so. Because narcissistic abuse really takes its toll. So the answer is this. You have to come up with a plan of escape, plain and simple. But during that process, learn how to become a master at changing subjects. Change subjects to things they can talk about for hours. And if you have a chance to not be at home to babysit for someone, go for it. And while babysitting, if you have time, use that time to legally get yourself out of your situation, like let's say in 3 months. And even if you don't make that 3 months, do your best. And then have a plan that deals with what happens next. One that will protect you from the narcissist potentially coming after you. And the other is put yourself into a situation that is low pressure and around others. So you can feel normal. So you can feel normal and your emotions can properly level themselves out. Yes. Go to see a professional too if you feel that is something that your situation needs. But what I've listed are the basics. Because trust and believe, the longer you stay, the worse it's going to get. And you might have that freak out moment due to the anxiety and stress where you say or do something that is out of character for you. And they will use it against you. Don't let that happen. And plus, you can't have your mind and body going in a turbo boost mode for a long time before something gives and your health suffers. So please start planning and please get to safety. Well, that's all I have for today. I know I've been a bit spotty on getting out new videos in the last couple of weeks. Thank you all for your concerns and you sticking with me. I will hopefully get back in the swing here shortly. I have tons of news stories I want to cover. And I have a few changes that I would like to start using with this platform. Hopefully changes that will be positive. So thank you all. And I appreciate you all. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.